With a new season of basketball kicking off, we get the chance to start fresh with a new group of young prospects working their way towards the NBA draft. We have a long way to go before we're able to start accurately predicting which teams will be making these selections, but it's never too early to start looking at some of the top players and the order they may be taken. In this video, I've made a mock draft based off the NBA standings as of November 21st, along with my personal prospect scouting. We'll be releasing this type of video throughout the season, so be sure to follow and leave a comment for any type of content that you'd like to see. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And with that being said, let's start the draft. With the first overall pick in the 2023 NBA draft, the Detroit Pistons select the 7'5" forward from Metropolitans 92, Victor Wembanyama. Wembanyama is widely considered the number one pick and thought of by many to at least be the best draft prospect since LeBron. He's really been in the spotlight since the end of last season, but it's hard to miss what makes him so special. He's looked even better than anticipated and put the world on notice when playing against the G League Ignite earlier this season. I did not expect to see this much production, but he has looked every bit of a number one pick rather than just some prospect. He shoots over the top of defenders, swats any shots that he's somewhat close to, and dunks everything he gets on the inside. My NBA comparisons for him are a ceiling of the common comparison to KD mixed with Rudy Gobert, a safe bet of a more impactful Jaren Jackson Jr., and a floor of a better Delano Banton. Some of his greatest strengths include mobility for his size, shooting, guard skills, and rim protection. A few aspects of his game that I think he needs to improve on are adding weight, NBA shot creation, and his willingness to get physical on the inside. His whole body of work is honestly insane to watch, and I think it's safe to say the Pistons got a good one here. With the second overall pick in the 2023 NBA draft, the Houston Rockets select the 6'2" guard out of the G League Ignite, Scoot Henderson. The first two picks of this draft are pretty much locks at this point, and I think it's fair. I had the opportunity to watch Scoot play in person just a few weeks back, and I was blown away. His body and game are definitely NBA ready, and he has shown this almost any opportunity that he's been given. He controls the pace of the game and can completely destroy defenses with his penetration. A lot of scouts mention his athleticism, but I don't think people really realize just how athletic he is without seeing him in person. My NBA comparisons for him are a ceiling of prime Russell Westbrook, a safe bet of Baron Davis, and a floor of current John Wall. Some of his biggest strengths are his athleticism, perimeter defense, inside touch, and mentality. A few aspects I think he can improve include his outside shooting and being able to run an NBA offense by balancing his scoring and playmaking. I view Scoot as more of a 1B to Wembanyama than a 2, and whoever gets him should be extremely excited for the future. With the third overall pick in the 2023 NBA draft, the Charlotte Hornets select the 6'7" forward from Villanova, Cam Whitmore. Whitmore may be a surprise at this pick for some people, but I think that his athleticism and frame could really help the Hornets begin to form a culture and start working towards becoming a more consistent team. He has the physicality to play primarily a 4 in the NBA, but is also skilled enough to play on the outside as a 3. The NBA's shift to a positionless game propels Whitmore to a number 3 spot due to his versatility and two-way upside. He has not played for Villanova yet this season due to an injury, but I expect to see him as a game changer on both ends of the court. My NBA player comparisons for him are a ceiling of a more versatile Amari Stoudemire, a safe bet of Aaron Gordon, and a floor of Stanley Johnson. Some of his biggest strengths include his athleticism, two-way upside, and play finishing. Areas that still need improvement include playmaking and shooting consistency. I expect that as he gets back to playing shape, He will continue to climb up draft boards and end up cracking the top 5. With the 4th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Orlando Magic select the 6'5" guard from Arkansas, Nick Smith Jr. The Magic are clearly trying to build a roster of positionless players, as we see with Paolo, Franz Wagner, and Bol Bol. Now with the goal of rounding out their backcourt, Smith Jr. is a shoot-first guard who is, in my opinion, the best shot creator in this draft, and would pair up great with a combo guard like Jalen Suggs. I see him playing as a lead guard while being asked to run the Magic's offense. Much like Whitmore, Smith Jr. hasn't been able to play yet this season after coming back from an injury, but we should see him before too long. My NBA player comparisons are a ceiling of Brandon Roy, a safe bet of Bones Highland, and a floor of Jeremy Lamb. Some of his strengths include space creation, change of pace, and playmaking. Areas that need improvement include adding weight, finishing at the rim, and overall decision-making. As one of the best offensive prospects in this draft, I'd be surprised if Smith Jr. isn't productive enough in college to warrant him as a top 5 pick. With the 4th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the San Antonio Spurs select the 6'7" guard from Overtime Elite, Amen Thompson. Amen is one of the highly touted Thompson twins that have gained so much respect from NBA teams. Being a top-tier NBA-level athlete, some team will definitely take a chance on him early in the lottery with hopes that they can help him in rounding out his game. His ceiling is ridiculously high, but due to him playing against a very low level of competition, the floor is also pretty low. I am one of the people who are kind of scared off by him playing with Overtime Elite. His lack of shooting makes me question how effective his game can be, but again, the athleticism is insane. I think he would be asked to be the primary ball handler due to his passing and overall court vision. Taking a risk on him would be worth it in my opinion, but hopefully it would be the right organization, and I think the Spurs are a great fit. His player comparisons are a ceiling of John Morant, a safe bet of Dennis Smith Jr., and a floor of Terrence Ferguson. Some of Amen's strengths include his athleticism, court vision, and defensive versatility. Areas of improvement include shooting, team defense, and decision-making. I believe in Amen's ability to figure out the rest of his game and his ability to carve out a nice NBA career for himself. With the 6th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the New Orleans Pelicans select the 6'6" wing out of Duke, Dariq Whitehead. Like a few prospects taken ahead of him, Whitehead is yet to play this year due to an injury. A lengthy perimeter player with decent size at 6'6", Whitehead has the potential to be a prototypical NBA wing and the upside to become a star. He has a tremendous pull-up game, and I expect to see this still being effective when he returns from injury at Duke. His scoring prowess is the most impressive part of his game at the moment, but I believe he could become a primary ball handler at the NBA level. My NBA comparisons for him are a ceiling of Jaylen Brown, a safe bet of Norman Powell, and a floor of Josh Christopher. Some of his best strengths include shot creation, defensive instincts, and overall basketball IQ. Areas of improvement include offhand use and consistent finishing around the rim. Before the injury, Whitehead was my 3rd-ranked prospect, and I would not be surprised to see him climb back up after returning from injury. With the 7th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Orlando Magic, via the Chicago Bulls, select the 6'9" forward from Houston, Jarace Walker. Walker is one of my favorite prospects in this draft class, and his defensive tools could lead to him becoming a multi-time all-defensive selection. He enters his freshman year with an NBA-ready body and the physicality to defend 3 through 5s. He moves his feet well and has the ability to switch on to smaller guards when need be. His offensive game is still pretty raw, but he has already made steps in the right direction early on at Houston. My NBA player comparisons for him are a ceiling of Bam Adebayo, a safe bet of Thaddeus Young, and a floor of Justice Winslow. Some of his strengths at the moment are his defensive instincts, attacking from the high post, and his physicality. Areas of improvement include jump shooting, better flow on the offensive end, and playmaking. I really believe in Walker's upside, and I completely buy his defense in the NBA. With the 8th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Miami Heat select the 6'9 forward out of South Carolina, Gregory G.G. Jackson. Jackson is a wing forward with extremely high upside, but quite a long way to go to get there. His game is still in the early stages, but he has a solid shooting form and already knows how to finish creatively around the rim. He uses his size very smartly on the inside and can continue to improve this as he plays more. He does have guard skills that he could definitely improve on, including passing and ball handling. My NBA players' comparisons for him at the moment are a ceiling of Jeremy Grant, a safe bet of Keita Bates-Diop, and a floor of Noah Vonleh. Some of his biggest strengths right now include his skill for his size, athleticism, and team defense. Areas of improvement are his basketball IQ, adding strength, ball handling, and post game. Gigi does have quite a ways to go, but his natural ability makes it easy to believe in him reaching his potential. With the 9th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Oklahoma City Thunder select the 6'4 guard out of Baylor, Keontae George. George has put on quite a show to open the season for Baylor. He's a scrappy guard with a score-first mindset, but this doesn't keep him from making the right play. His overall offensive game looks really transferable to the NBA game, and it makes me excited to see how his game develops throughout this season. He can make shots from all over the court and also can finish at the rim when he decides to do it. His ability to find open shooters has looked good so far at Baylor, but I'm still not sure that this will ever be a calling card of his. He has a strong body, but still has room to develop and become more effective on the defensive end. My NBA player comparisons are a ceiling of Donovan Mitchell, a safe bet of Gary Trent Jr., and a floor of Dion Waiters. His best strengths are shot creation, creativity around the rim, and a variety of ways to get threes off. Areas of improvement includes his ability to run an offense, one-on-one defense, and offhand finishing. With the 10th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the New York Knicks select the 7'1 big out of Duke, Dereck Lively II. Lively came into the year as the number 1 high school recruit, but is currently in the process of recovering from injury. He's a tall and lengthy player who's always a threat at the rim on both ends of the court. At the moment, he doesn't offer much spacing, but he has been working on improving his jump shot, and the form looks like it'll be able to improve. He's super athletic and has the mobility to become a very good NBA rim runner. He doesn't like playing physically in the paint at the moment, and this is definitely something that he'll be working on at Duke. We've seen tall players with thin frames before, like Chet Holmgren and Evan Mobley, but they would never let their light frame keep them from playing physically. I expect to see this improve at Duke, but how much it changes is really up to Lively. My NBA comparisons are a ceiling of prime DeAndre Jordan, a safe bet of JaVale McGee, and a floor of Moses Brown. His strengths include playing out of the dunker spot, rim protection, length, and mobility. Areas of improvement include shooting, physicality, offensive IQ, and defensive versatility. Big athletes like this are really hard to pass on, and Lively's high pedigree almost makes him a lock to be a lottery pick. With the 11th pick of the 2023 NBA Draft, the Golden State Warriors select the 6'4 guard out of Kentucky, Cason Wallace. Wallace is an extremely energetic guard who has quickly built up the reputation of being one of the best defensive guard prospects we've seen in years. He recently set the school record at Kentucky with 8 steals against Michigan State. He's a smart offensive player too, but nothing that is too special. I believe in his ability to both play make and shoot, but we'll just have to see how these progress throughout the season. My NBA comparisons for Wallace are a ceiling of Drew Holiday, a safe bet of Patrick Beverley, and a floor of Theo Maledon. The strength of Wallace's games are that he doesn't have the dog in him because he is the dog. His floor vision and basketball IQ. Areas of improvement include mid-range and three-point scoring, slowing his pace, and vertical athleticism. Wallace is a player that every contending team would love to have, and I think Golden State should be the perfect situation for him. With the 12th pick of the 2023 NBA Draft, the Brooklyn Nets select the 7-foot big out of Oregon, Kel'el Ware. Ware is a tall and mobile big who's able to stretch the floor to a certain extent. He's really worked to improve his shooting, and I really like how his form looks. It looks about the exact same every time, and this offers a lot of hope for improvement. He's a high-level rim protector, but he does bite on fakes a little too often. Being a very raw prospect, Ware has lots of room to grow. But this is the range where you take chances and bet on upside. The NBA comparisons are a ceiling of Christian Wood, a safe bet of Mo Bamba, and a floor of Jackson Hayes. His strengths include his length, end-to-end speed, and offensive upside. Areas of improvement are basketball IQ, defensive rotations, and his inside physicality. Ware could come in and play decent rotational minutes for the Nets next season and maybe offer some hope for a brighter future. With the 13th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Utah Jazz select the 6'7" wing out of Michigan, Jett Howard. Howard has surprised a lot of people so far this season with his hot start, and from what I've seen, it looks legit. He's an aggressive scorer and has not been afraid to go get his own bucket at all. I trust his shooting translating to the NBA, but I also expect to see him used as more of an off-ball scorer. His one-on-one defense can be improved, but I really like his team defense and think his instincts can be NBA level. My NBA comparisons for him are a ceiling of Michael Redd, a safe bet of Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and a floor of KZ Okpala. His strengths right now are his aggressive mindset, positional size, and shooting mechanics. Areas of improvement include offhand use, defensive rotations, and finishing at the rim. With his dad being former NBA player Juwan Howard, Jett knows what it takes to make it as an NBA player, and I believe in his ability to reach that level. With the 14th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the New York Knicks select the 6'8" wing out of Kansas, Grady Dick. Dick is the best pure shooter in this draft, and combined with his size, he could be a great fit on any team with the new NBA play style. He's the reigning high school player of the year and has showed the versatility of his game as a whole so far this season. His shot will need to speed up a little bit, but I don't think that this will be a long process at all. He showed creativity when finishing at the rim and more athleticism than he gets credit for, but this seems to get overshadowed by other aspects of his game. My NBA player comparisons for him are a ceiling of Peja Stojakovic, safe bet of Duncan Robinson, and a floor of Justin Jackson. The greatest strengths in his game are shooting, off-ball movement, and his killer mentality. His areas of improvement include all-around defense and finishing through contact. A shooter at his size who moves so well off the ball is really needed by almost any team in the NBA, and I believe that if he adds weight and strength, his defense will really improve too. This concludes the lottery for our first mock draft. As mentioned earlier, All of this is subject to change, and I'll try to keep the content coming. If you enjoyed this video and want more basketball content from us, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, I'm Jace, and thanks for watching Plus Basketball.